Man, okay.
We are a comedy of errors tonight. What the hell?
You know what it was? Ken had came on. I said, Ken, nothing's going wrong. And here, there we go. There we go. Royal Farm Boy is on. And Royal Farm Boy, it is 100% my fault. I didn't push the right button. So the best way to get a hold of us is, one button. It's a big orange button that says go live sitting right in front of my face. And I was worried about all the other stuff. So there we go. Rural Farm Boy. The best way to get a hold of me is probably Facebook Messenger. I don't know about these guys, but I can't check it during the day. It's work. But when I get done, I try to, or if I have a lunch break.
You left me on red, Rural Farm Boy. Rural Farm Boy left me on red. So none of this I can't get a hold of you.
Royal Farm Boy's not reading John's thing. Oh man, I thought you were a farm boy. He was going to get power converters at Tashi Station.
Mm-hmm.
So do I don't have to replay the intro, do I? Since I forgot, or should I?
Nah, I know the song. We're gonna do the outro.
I don't know. I like hearing the intro. I love that song.
I do too. Okay, I'm gonna play the intro one more time, just to mess with everybody.
Before you do that, is
the
sound good? This isn't helping.
Your sound is good, but you're still delayed.
Okay.
So when you're done talking, go like this, and then we'll just wait till we hear what you said.
That's pretty delayed. Okay. Out here in the upstate of New York or something.
There, that's when you stop talking. Well, we have 3 people watching. So here, I'm going to do the intro so we, I want to make sure we're...
Well, you look the part, but let's see some of your moves.
Feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm loving Cloud City, my head's in the sky. I'm solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, solo. Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight, finally feeling free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job but an answer to, ain't a fixture in the palace zoo. No, and since the carpet nights off me, I'm living life now that I'm free, yeah. Told me get myself together, now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the current night is gone. I'm moving on, I'm so happy that it's over now. The pain is gone. I'm putting on my shades to cover up my eyes, I'm jumping in my ride.
There we go. Now we feel official.
Thank you. I enjoyed that for a second time.
I get happy when I see the last logo come up. It just makes me happy.
I am happy with every part of that except for you need a better picture for me.
Okay.
I hate that picture.
Well, send me one. I'll redo it. Ken, where Royal Farm
longer than the intro.
You're still delaying, Matt. You got to, I don't know, are you on Chrome?
Yeah. Try
no,
Safari.
That was my,
Sorry?
I'm out of ideas now.
You want me to try Safari?
You can try Safari. Yeah. Just we can listen. We've riffed for 4 hours before. So,
yeah, we have plenty of time.
Oh, I'll try Chrome.
Okay. Yeah. Cause I think this is better on Chrome. Unless it isn't. But so welcome everybody. We were going to try to do a desert theme, desert planet theme one. And everyone knows how well we stick to our themes, so it probably won't matter. There's
Anthony.
Anthony, Matt is having the same problems you were having. So we're going to do that. So no,
Anthony, were you using Google Chrome or Safari or Internet Explorer?
That's what I ask all my teachers. They're like, "Well, this isn't working," and I just pick a random browser. So Anthony, I sent your name to Sal Perales because he's a big video game player too, and I said, "Hey, you should have Anthony on your show sometime." So if you get, maybe I don't know if he'll follow through or not, but if you do, I think you guys would have a fun show. Though I think Sal and Ken would be. I think the Star Wars universe would implode with all the information of them exchanging information. It would just start moving faster and faster, and they would implode. So
he's someone that I want to sit down with over the course of like a 4-hour lunch and just see where the conversation goes.
Oh, dude, and you know, if we can talk podcasts right now while we're waiting. So, you know, I found out about Sal years before I built Sabine, just listening to him on podcast. And I just liked, well, he does have his own show on StarWars.com where he trains people to use the light side. I forget what that's called. But if you go on StarWars.com, he has a little training thing. There's a giant hand there. Okay. But Sal's one of those people that the podcasting medium is perfect for him. Oh, Ego, you used a helmet? Well, you didn't show us any pictures of your pink Bo-Katan helmet. Now we don't hear you at all, Matt. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Still a delay, though.
This is on my phone.
That's a little better, actually.
Really?
It sounds better.
Because my laptop doesn't have Chrome. Like on and off.
Okay, that's good. I think that's good. That's good.
Better?
Yeah.
We can at least hear you now.
We'll just pretend you're on. This is 1919, and you're talking on the transatlantic cable under the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's on the James Cameron expedition to the Titanic.
Yeah.
So it's a nice fast square.
That's your next movie. Do we know anyone that has a giant ship?
Titanic?
That Matt can sink.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like any fun whatsoever.
Well, there we go. That's his next Ironmonger is his next movie, or King Kong, depending on
who wants to play the ape.
Well, just I think your Boom Boy should do it.
Yeah,
he's your special effects guy.
Yeah,
Boom
I'll
Boy,
put on the green
Slave Boy, Gorilla Man.
Yeah,
but he's upgraded to Gorilla Man, not Gorilla Boy. So
that's true. That's true.
Or just Gorilla Guy. That's fine.
Gorilla Guy, Gorilla Dude.
I was promoting Ken this week, so I hope none of my promotion was offensive to you, Ken, by calling you Boom Boy.
No, absolutely not. And I'm going to take it as a huge compliment because I know you tend to promote the folks that you love and respect. So I'm taking it as a ginormous compliment.
You're like the son I never had,
or wanted,
but I would have been like 4. So or no, I would have been I would have been like 14.
Son, I would stay here and talk with you in the nursery school.
So we have Matt here tonight. So before we start, let's just everyone tell what we did for Star Wars this week, because we normally do a combo of what we worked on, but since it's a weird week, I think we should start with John. We'll start with the youngest. John, did you do anything Star Wars this week?
I tracked my officer hat that is finally in the United States after a month and a half.
Nice.
So I'm mentally preparing myself to steam and press my officer uniform and submit my 501st pictures whenever I get the hat.
Now, my question for you is, are you since the officer uniform is a relatively easy pack, do you foresee yourself being Kylo and then relaxing as an officer at a say a longer troop?
100%.
Okay.
See, because I know we've got a couple parades coming up in the summer that I'm gonna try and do. One being the Pride Parade in Cleveland.
Okay.
So I need to order my LGBT rank bar.
Oh, there we go.
And I'm 100. There's no way I'm doing Kylo outdoors in the middle of a summer day. I will just be cooking in my
leather pants.
costume.
Yeah, but see, that I was just gonna say, Kylo is the most appropriate for a Pride Parade because he's marching around in leather pants.
Yeah,
True.
I could always go as Ben Swallow.
You could be as Kylo.
Now,
Yeah,
my
but
next question is: what are you going to do with your hair as an officer?
Whatever I'm feeling that day.
I mean, are you going to like gel cream it up into your hat so it looks nice and short, and just okay?
No, that's the whole point of having long hair is so people can see it.
I don't know. I the
Remember,
officers seem
If for the original 1977 Star Wars, all those British actors officers all were rocking unkept hair. If you go, they all look like a bunch of hippies.
sideburns.
Lamb chops.
They
Yeah.
got sideburns, their ears, I mean, all kinds of business.
See, if I could grow it out, I would. But this is about all I can get.
And Matt, since you were last here, John is now a member of the 501st, but his dad is
wow.
also a member.
No kidding.
Yep. Yeah, I
Upping,
got
upping-
him in as a Krennic. Yep.
Oh, really? Okay. So is he like extra bossy now? Did you at least get an officer uniform that outranks him?
No, ironically enough, I got the next step below him. So he's got the director's badge. I have the deputy director badge.
Oh, okay. So
I thought
he
it was
wasn't,
funny.
if he didn't make it to work one day,
Right.
yeah.
I'll step
could
right in.
Yeah, just push him off a cliff like what's his name in Bad Batch.
Like Rampart did to Wilco.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I will say, and I'll say this a lot. John's dad is probably the most. He makes me so happy about the 501st. Just hearing him talk. If you want to listen to a good episode, listen to John's episode with his dad about him joining up. That is a remarkable episode.
Is that a reason?
The Beskar Bucket on iTunes or anywhere you find podcasts. Am I correct, John?
Okay.
That is correct.
You have it on
But-
Amazon?
Went in at first, and then your dad already in it, and then you hopped in.
No, other way around.
Yep. Yeah, I joined first
Oh.
and then convinced him to join.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, Ken, how about Star Wars? What Star Warsy things have you done this week?
So I've been working on some of the research for my next episode of the Rambling Star Wars Fan, and I bought a used book. The reason I bought it used is because I didn't want the author to get any royalties for it. It's actually a book all about why The Last Jedi is so bad. So if that author is listening right now, I apologize, but I support stuff with my wallet, and I didn't want you to get the royalties for me to buy your book directly. And on the forces behind Star Wars, we did a special episode where I got to interview Anthony, one of the co-hosts of the show, and not just as a co-host of the show, but as the creative director that he is outside in the real world. So,
And that episode surpassed the Georgies for me.
oh really?
Yes. Because after I thought the Georgies was going to be the best episode you guys ever turned out. And then when I was listening to with you and Anthony, it just brought me back to the passion of any two fans. Like any two, like it just made me think of all the people I've met over the years. And when you get that good conversation about what Star Wars has done for you, that whole conversation did that for me. That's my praise to you, gentlemen.
And you may not know this story, Matt, but I actually randomly bumped into Anthony in the toy section of Target. And we were looking at the same toys, and we hit off a
Oh, really?
conversation, and then things led to us finally having our own podcast together, and bringing Mike and John into the fold. So it was fantastic.
Well, and the first toys they were looking at were My Little Ponies.
Well, yeah, we didn't,
It's a Star Wars show. We don't need to mention that part.
Well, I have room on my shelf for Rainbow Dash. I was trying to fill that empty spot.
What are you doing hanging out at Target in the afternoon? Looking for people to do a podcast with. That's what I'm doing.
Well, truth be told, I was actually on a date with my wife, and we were just wandering through the aisles, and of course we're going to stop in the toy section, and we bumped into Anthony, and he introduced us to his wife because they were also out at Target on a random Friday night, and here we are today.
Isn't getting old so much cheaper than when you first started dating? Let's just go to Target, dear.
Where all the crazies are at, all the crazy singles.
All right, so Matt, what Star Warsy things have you done in the last week?
Oh, I don't know. We put out our first trailer for the redo of the Han Solo Chronicles. Hope you guys have seen it.
We haven't, and we'll play it here tonight too.
Oh, great! Awesome. The YouTube or wherever you find your YouTubes. And I'm gonna be version that our VFX guy did. He's got some different music shots that I haven't seen personally yet, so because every time he sends me shots, that like opening Christmas presents, because you never know what you're gonna get, and it's gonna be awesome. So, but yeah, that's pretty Star Warsy this week, right?
That's pretty Star Wars, yeah.
I had to give back the officer uniform I was borrowing one of our cast members, because they had to use it for,
I was thinking.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I'm queuing up your video and I didn't turn the volume off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I had to return the officer uniform that I was borrowing from somebody because I was some friends in the Annapolis area, art buddies, and we did a whole bunch of green screen, more characters in episode 2, as far as the battle up top and the battle in the middle. So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff going on. So Strikes Back, where there's a cut every 4 seconds, and there are Endor space to the battle on the ground to the battle inside the Emperor's office. That's basically what that room is. It's just the Emperor's office space. They decide to tear it up in there because everybody's conference room has a on the edge there just to keep people nervous. But I guess so. Just keep working on that and waiting for more goodies from Australia.
Cool. Yeah, well, I think, did I try to pitch you my weekend at Sheaves? Like when his body falls down the reactor hole, 2 officers find his body and just carry it around like Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh. Funny.
And they're the ones that are responsible for dipping him in a cloning tank later on, so he can become Supreme Leader Snoke.
Corner store. I think they have those at Target cloning tanks.
They're seasonal items.
LG brand.
Low-ranking officers trying to got to drag that guy around. What are those guys doing hanging out with the So, in his beachfront house.
I got to work on a better elevator pitch for that movie. Maybe I'll get it made, one of these days.
It's still funny.
Oh, yeah. So Anthony tells us what he did. Anthony got his tickets for Celebration London.
Oh, cool.
I got my tickets.
when-
My flight tickets. I'm going to spend like half a day on the plane.
When
Just watch out
is
for snakes.
celebration,
Easter weekend.
which is
For second weekend, I think in April.
40 days from now.
40 days.
Okay.
Oh
What's
man, I
the
got
number?
to start saving some
Like-
money.
Well, it's Ash Wednesday, right? That's how we know.
Yeah. Yep. That's the only reason I know.
What's that? Oh, is that where they put stuff on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to be reminded myself, so don't feel bad.
As
Yeah.
a bishop, I have to keep on tabs of all that stuff.
That
Yeah,
checks.
the Sicilian side of me will be very upset that I didn't know that.
that it's Easter weekend?
Yeah, Easter. Yeah, for some reason, Reed Pop loves. Let's make it more expensive for everybody and make them travel on a holiday weekend. You know.
Maybe they get
Anthony
for that.
says it's April 7th to 10th.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's Easter. I know it's Easter weekend, and Chicago was not. I don't think, but Orlando was Easter weekend.
Well,
Special
do we have?
happen celebration in UK.
I'm sorry, what?
What extra goodies are happening at Celebration UK?
I
know
don't think they've announced much, honestly. Like, yeah, they announced that the next celebration is 2025. My guess is it'll be Orlando. So
Do you think the king will be a special guest there?
who?
King
Elvis?
Charles.
Nah.
He might. They like Star Wars in that family.
Well, weren't the at least
The
one
sons
of
were
the sons in
The sons were in. I thought the Force Awakens.
yeah, Force Awakens.
But
They were?
they ended up cutting the scene that they were in.
They were too British. They said they weren't believable.
because they were giggling the whole time. That's probably
I tell you
why.
what, though, I did see the one guest is the woman who wore the stormtrooper suit in Force Awakens. She's a 501st member. She's one of the guests. You know,
What?
like one of the, yeah. So, which
I
is
think
kinda
she was
cool.
Andor. Wasn't she also one of the stormtroopers?
Yeah, I think she was in Andor too, but I think her first role was one of the female stormtroopers in
Now,
Force Awakens.
British-
I think
Elstree Studios. Is that why she's in all that? Using her? Or,
I'm not sure. I'm not going for
'Cause
the
I-
guests. I'm going for the food.
the food? What's the food?
I don't know. But I'm going to take some stuff for the inflatable Falcon. I'm figuring on again. I think I'm going to put one of those RF chips or whatever they're called on something like on my badge or something, so I can just have someone hold their phone up and send them to all the different things. And we'll see.
So have
we'll
you-
see what.
Have you actually saved enough money yet to buy an inflatable Falcon? Dollars.
I can't even. I don't think we can afford the sandbags at the moment.
Well, it is on sale now. I mean, it has
To
come
hold it
down.
Yeah, it's only $8,500 now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that could be a film expense for after filming the next Han Solo Chronicles. We could then all go play in the inflatable Falcon.
Well, when Lucasfilm goes, we love what you've done. What could you do with some money? And then we'll get your inflatable Falcon, and
Can you imagine
we'll
your
use it at
VFX
the
guy?
end. You can keep it at the end.
Can you imagine your VFX guy if you sent him a video with a big inflatable one behind? He would probably think you're insane.
Yeah, probably. He already
Well,
thought.
speaking of which, should we show the trailer?
Yes, let's show the trailer. Let me
Let's show the.
let me
the
try to
world
do
of-
the trailer the other way so we can talk if we need to.
Okay.
We'll see here.
The other
Share this
way?
screen. Share this screen. Hang on. I got this screen too. Come on. Come on, computer. Oh, there we go. Get some
Is your
sound
volume
on
up?
it.
You know your smuggling days are over.
All right. Are the coordinates correct?
Sorry we're late, Dad. It was your mom.
When you've got something to lose.
Do not fail me. We cannot have Captain Solo and his spawn escape. Is the rebel ship disabled as planned? Yes. Excellent.
Yay!
Wonderful.
He's good. It's a little wonky on things, but you know, I guess.
What happens when the prostate enlarges?
Oh,
Hang on, we gotta hear about a prostate. You have a prostate commercial right after the
That's
Falcon.
not part of it.
For legal reasons, the Inflatable Falcon must announce that we are not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with the following commercial. Sorry, I just had to get that legal clarification out there.
But if you buy a free discount for no.
They're not a sponsor of this show.
Yeah. So do you guys have any thoughts? He is. I'm open.
Oh man.
Well, I'm unemployed as of the 1st, so I mean, we can get this. I mean, if we want to increase the shoot days, I'm available.
Well, we hope to see you on. That's not in stone yet. I still got to get approval from the town. I talked to them last week, and they're going to get back to me.
Yeah, you got to get that in stone like in a week or so because
yeah. But the only thing they got to do is give us the pavilion and a porta potty and road access. So, and also the plan to get the pickup shots that we need on the hill, and maybe 2 small things. Hopefully, my hair will cooperate, because that's been and also want to set up a green screen so we can get sand people, so we could get weird bounty hunters or anything, or some extra mercs, or basically people we don't, because the hill's all stormtroopers and officers, but maybe we could at least get and stuff like that, so we could populate the streets of Tatooine in episode 1. And also we're going to need them for the Republic base in episode 2. Only get that location at the foundry in Pennsylvania, hopefully. So yeah, we still got lots to do, but it's really coming together. And episode 2 keeps on getting longer and longer. So there's a lot going on.
Well, that's good. Yeah, like I said, if we get that date set.
Yeah.
And anyone watching this that's in the central PA area that has a costume, get a hold of me on Facebook and I'll add you to the group.
And it seems like tonight we have more viewers than ever before. This is awesome. I mean, Anthony's commenting, Kevin's commenting, Heather's commenting. How cool is that?
Yeah. And she's even in the same house. It's coming from inside the house.
They're coming out of the goddamn walls.
Watch your back, man.
I know Ken would appreciate that one.
You betcha.
Yeah, I mean, I should reach out to the droid builders. The droid builders are a little tough, though, because taking a droid out on that sand. I know when we I have 162 subscribers. I got to work on that. My YouTube game is very, very bad.
Oh, you only have 162, while I have 181.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like my YouTube. I neglected YouTube for years because for years, Lizzie's camera never worked on her computer. So it was too much work to go to a video podcast. So we just were like, we'll worry about it later. and here later it is. So, but when last time we did that shoot, then Marty, we did something at Temple University, and he got that limestone all over the lobby and stuff of the from his feet, from the from the cliffs. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I hope there's no, but I mean, we don't have to worry about droids on the hill, because there's no droids on the hill. Just anything, maybe the 000, but nothing rolling there. That's not a good place for him.
Yeah, 000 would be good.
Huh?
I said 000 should be good, especially in March. When you get later in March, then that interferes with my kids' work. But we can figure all that out.
Hey, Mike, could we bring bits and pieces to have kind of as props either on tables or whatever? Because I know you've got bits of an IG, you've got bits of a pit droid, you've got.
I have an entire IG. I just need to put together. It's one of those, Ken, it's that one thing I keep forgetting that I have it until I see it in the box. I'm like, oh crap, I got to do that. But yeah, we could again, there's guys that have all sorts of props. Can set up, you could see, especially if we do the Rebel shoot, it's closer to a gentleman I know that does a lot of the prop work for Karita. Andrew Gilbert, and he has a whole trailer load of just props, like so.
And I'll make sure I share all the information, the dates and stuff with the Pennsylvania Mando Mercs, so we could get a bunch of them on hand. Perhaps I'll check to see if they have other events going on that.
Again, their setup for cons is almost movie background-esque, because they have the tent with the what is that, sensor array?
The sensor. Plus, they have just all sorts of different weaponry that they have, and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could ask someone about borrowing a Jar Jar and Carbonite if he'd be interested in something like that.
Yeah.
You never know.
Just as a background piece.
Yeah. I would
see people walking behind the camera.
If we ever get the Republic bar to happen, I want to call it Rebel Base, but it's not a Rebel Base. But at the Republic base, it would be great to have the Jar Jar and Carbonite.
Well, you can call it 79s now, thanks to the Bad Batch, if you want it to be a clone bar.
That's true. What was the bar in the Clone Wars that had, or in Rebels, I think, that had the gunship on top?
Ooh, I'll have to check that out.
Remember that? What were you saying, John?
I was going to say I would invite the Ohio Garrison. However, Fan Expo Cleveland is that weekend. So trying to convince them to skip out on a con.
Well, so that brings us to our next somewhat topic of promoting this movie with panels and such at cons.
Yeah.
And like I had talked to Matt on the phone, and it's all run it by you guys because you are in different groups and different locations. But I said library events might be one of those things that we can piggyback a screener and a panel at a library with our members. Just a thought.
Not a bad idea.
Steel City, I don't think you're going to get in because they can barely fit the people in right now.
Right.
Yes, Anthony, that's I'm sure Ken's already working on that. But though if Anthony and Matt have the same connection, who knows what it'll sound like?
Well, I mean, even if we could just like something like the Steel City con, if we had like a connection there that could just play, we don't necessarily have to go just yet because we're not going to be able to really grab this, but we can start, getting people excited about it. So, unfortunately, the department is a department of one. And it's not the kind of job that could be, unless I had more money, which I do not. But if we, like I said, if we could get the trailer and stuff like that into people who would play it just to get it in front of eyeballs. And if one of their thumb drive right back, and we know the guy that's running Instagram or that is screening stuff and could slip it in the roster. And if at least one of us is there, we could talk about it if they want us to talk about it. It's enough, I'll go, but it's not necessarily.
I was also thinking Imperial credits. If I could 3D print a QR code, we could 3D print Imperial credits where you flip it over and you have a QR code on it.
Look at you with the big brain on Mike there. That's sick.
Look at the big brain on Brad.
You 3D print an Imperial credit in like a light yellow or a white, and then the last fraction of the print, you pause your printer and load black filament in. So then it just prints the raised part in black.
Or can you just have the with even just a sticker or something on the back with a QR code?
Yeah, you could do that too. But I was just thinking of something unique that, because if you do a credit, they'll keep that in their goodie bag from a con.
Yeah. It's also a USB drive.
Yep. That has a trailer in it.
Right, but I'm saying like you want something at cons that people can access with their phone.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't access a USB drive with your phone. And you want them to have something to carry to remember. Like I just went through all the stuff we got at Celebration. Like people just hand you stuff, pins and all kind. And it's just like that memory of something. Like it's a tchotchke or a swag.
Or even you could wear it around your neck like a necklace or something.
Yeah.
Like a little pass. Like people
dice. How about with the dice?
Or dog tags. Because dice
they'd be called Wookiee tags. Wookiee tags.
What? Call them
massive.
What?
They're massive tags.
Yes.
The Tuscan dogs were called massives, I think.
Or we could be we could make a smaller version of Chewie's medal.
Like Clone Army type tags, they're just I don't know. I'm just an idea to have but you could 3D print like a QR code that'll work.
Yeah, you just have to print it in a different color.
Oh,
so like I said, I just paused the print. If I laid on my big printer, if I laid print 20 at a time, and then if it's a X amount of hour print, I just watch it and then pause it, switch my filament to black, and go on its merry way. So.
And the QR code take people to the movie.
You can have the QR code can take you anywhere you want it to take it.
Wow,
it can take you to your website. So cool. It can take you to your link tree. John's link tree, he's like the link tree expert. You make a nice link tree and you just put everything right there. Because people just like to they don't want to have to hop around the different places.
Well, just make sure that it doesn't take anybody to a reminder about checking their colon health.
Yes.
So we want to make sure
unless you're concerned about their colon health.
But
right.
Like 4 or 5 out of 100 in there that are just cold. Just and that'll be collectible in 20 years.
Yeah. I got a misprint.
Yeah, and on the front of say like HSC, Han Solo Chronicles, but in Arabic or the the language is. Am I saying it right? Arabic.
Arabic. Yep.
Bush, bash, potato. That would too. I don't know.
I think we have a bot listening to us, and then we get a promo bot remark from Twitch.
Get ads from Instaprint.
Well, I wish there was more. I wish the fan film I wish fan film in general would do a little more than what like they used to do years ago. Like you'd go on the force.net, I think it was back then, and they were just always curating and always putting fan films up. You know,
Well, for a while, didn't they have? I thought they even had a fan film awards show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Which is nothing like the
Star
Georgies.
Wars has the Georgies. Maybe we need to have our fan film. We can call them the Maddies, since he's
Series, I don't know.
No, I mean, but it seemed, and I think because it was such a pain in the neck to load up fan films back then. Like now you can make a film and click it, and it can be. But like I remember the Force.net watching like very slow pixelated troops, because that's all you could watch.
Yeah, in the first experience that I fan films was 2006 with Shane Felix's pitching Lucas, where executives were pitching George Lucas bad Star Wars themed ideas based on 1970s TV shows like Chips and Charlie's Angels, and like they were just rehashes, but they had Star Wars characters in them. So,
but did anybody pitch Weekend at Bernie's?
Come on, that's gold. That's gold, Jerry. That's gold.
Emperor Bernie's. Wait.
Sheev. His first name is Sheev. It's Weekend at Sheev's. We can make it canon.
What did I sign up for?
Explain. Kept the gag up for 30 years. So.
Well, or like you could do something like My Helping Hand, and it's a janitor that finds Luke's hand. And it still has the Force, so it's like Thing, Thing, like, or what's his name from the Addams Family.
Thing. Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
The hand, yeah, you can have Three's Company where you have like 2 Tuscans and a Jawa. Come on, that's not funny.
The episode.
The script writes itself.
Yeah,
right.
It sounds just like that, John, because there's no English.
John's like, okay, how can I get out of this?
Oh, God, it's like, all right, bide my time. We got 45 minutes.
I still think The Office, like an Office type television show, but it takes place in the Death Star and it's just in one room of the Death Star. Come on.
Isn't that what whole Kylo Ren, Matt the radar technician thing?
Yeah, it's similar to that.
Well, that was the undercover boss, I think.
That was the undercover boss, but I'm
totally
thinking
different.
Office,
Mike, did I ever tell you that my dad pitched me that exact same idea like 6 months after you first brought it up?
See, that's because we're the same age.
Yeah.
We're both going senile at the same time.
Well, we could, John. You could be the main character of a show, My Two Dads, and it could be Mike and your dad.
A stormtrooper and Krennic.
Stormtrooper and an officer.
Well, one of them have a drinking problem, so.
And it'll be John that has a drinking problem.
Right.
Here's an idea. So maybe on the shoot, we could double you as a officer.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ISB uniform. Does that still count? It's the white tunic.
Well, it can't be any so it's not like basic officer strikes back, that kind of thing.
Sorry, one more time. I missed half of that.
Am I still delayed or something? Or okay. Is so it's not just the black, gray, green type officer uniform?
No, it's the white ones, like Admiral Yularen wore in A New Hope,
Andor?
and Andor.
kinda-
They were popularized in Andor.
It's kind of cream colored.
White. It's white.
Yeah, cream white. In the original trilogy, they were more of a cream. In the newer canon, they're white.
So what type of officer wears that uniform? I'm just curious.
The ISB, the Imperial Security Bureau.
Oh, yeah, the ISB. I'm between Andor, original trilogy, so okay. That's interesting. They still look cream colored on the show, but that might be entirely interesting because puts you there after after everyone's dead. I mean, would they even exist at this point, or is it after Jedi? So,
Well, they had to use them for something. Like if you watch, what was the cartoon? And I always forget. Resistance? No,
Visions?
no, the cartoon about the racers. Was that
was Resistance.
That was
Resistance? Their depictions of pirates are the best because it looks like they found a cache of Imperial uniforms. Like the one dude just has rank bars covering every part of his body.
Yeah, we should watch the Resistance for some of those background characters, some of those remnant kind of characters.
And some of the Resistance are just wearing like biker scouts from like the waist down and stuff like that. Like it looks like they busted into an armory. Like, look, I need some boots, so I got Resistance boots, And then the partisans from Andor, Rogue One, is another good one because like I have like this mask right here. If we stick it on any kind of fatigues or anything, you can make an alien creature. Here.
Did you appease the Wookiee, Ken?
That's a Godel, right?
He's missing his ears.
Sorry.
Got him. What? Close.
Can we throw some goggles on him or something? We can make him look like a rebel. The only downside is you can't see out of that mask. They're glass eyes.
Worst case scenario, bring it so we could, use it for the green screen stuff.
Yeah.
Could have him sitting at a table or standing, and at least we got him on film. Find a place for him. We could just drop him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, not to mention since we picked the end of March this time, we're not going to run into daylight savings where it's dark by 5 o'clock. So
it's true too.
You have a very long golden hour.
But will it be warm enough for short shorts?
Ken, you just got to get a flesh colored bodysuit.
Say that again.
Ken Bennett Target looking for pink shorts.
Oh no, I don't have to look for them. I have them. I own a pair.
Do they say boom across the back? Across the back?
Boom boom. I mean,
as it should be.
Yeah,
and
left
clapper
and right.
in the front. Boom in the back, clapper in the front.
And I assume he's wearing Converse sneakers and tidy whiteys.
I mean, so here,
those are some short.
Anthony said we need a call-in number. I wonder if that's possible for this. I mean, I guess you could call my phone and I could just put you on speaker.
Oh God, think of the audio quality, Mike. You're the podcast producer here.
If you would see how me and Zoe podcast at the beginning, I'm surprised we kept going.
In the wise words of Patrick Starr, we have technology.
It is limited by the slowest. It is limited by the slowest one. I think so. To kind of bring it somewhat around for the podcast, I think I do have turned on where people can leave us voice messages.
Through Spotify?
In the Anchor, you can turn it on and they can leave. Now, no one's leaving us voice messages, but we are at least getting a bot from Twitch on offering promotions.
That
You
means
could do
we're
like a
getting
call.
somewhere.
Huh?
You could do like a call-in show.
Yeah. Well, I'm still working on our comedy hour. We're going to do a Star Wars comedy hour. So we're going to do stand-up
every week.
I listen. I got 2 minutes of material. Once I get about 7 minutes of material, then it's going to be green lit. So
Once
you have
get
that
7
much
minutes of
time to
material, that'll be
give me
6
a
minutes too many.
call-in show. Well, I can hook my phone. I can hook the audio up through my Black Magic mixing board, and I think I can run the audio through the mixing board. I don't know if I want to give my phone number out though.
Well, just a special guest, so people that
Yeah. I made a mistake one time of giving my phone number to a parent on a field trip, and I got some weird calls for a while. So, because I think their kid took my number, and so.
Did they ask you if you had Prince Albert in a can?
I believe I didn't get any of those, but I think I got something about the pizza I ordered was here, and I was like, what? What were you saying, Matt?
Oh, I was gonna ask the link to that second trailer.
Oh, did you send that to me?
I sent.
How did you send it to me? Email?
Yeah, you'll have to download off of my my Google Doc, my Google Drive. It's off of my Google Drive.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is the second trailer you sent.
Yeah.
Did you send it to me at lunchtime?
It should be it should be as in Edward.
Hang on.
This is the one the VFX guy did. It's kind of the same. He used different music and a few different shots. So I just thought variety. Because I'm going to be doing all kinds of trailers, ramping up to this till we finish movie.
Yeah, the link is not opening here, but let me see.
I haven't put it on you. Going to do that tomorrow, or this week.
So this will be a world premiere then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the link open.
Well, while we're waiting for Mike to do that, John, how many minutes do you have for the comedy show?
I have 0 because I will just MC the thing and tee you guys up.
Well, I don't know if you have the plaid. You don't have the right kind of jacket for that. Don't you need like a really funkadelic plaid jacket so you can introduce that?
A red velour jacket.
Oh, even better.
Like Zap Brannigan. Dupe Space Captain.
There you go.
Pants.
No
and
pants.
White boots. White knee-high boots. Do you have the boots?
There's Goodwills every 6 minutes in Ohio, so I'm sure I can find something.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull this trailer up, but for some reason this is not. Hang on, I got a link, but my link is not.
I think I sent it to Ken, maybe.
Oh, hang on. I got something. Yeah, I have the link is showing up, but it's not showing up in the email. That's my problem here.
Okay.
It's showing up in my there we go.
Hold on. Shall I play the Jeopardy theme?
Yes. Oh, here we go. Got the link. I got a link right here. Version 2. So, Matt, what got you into doing fan films?
So I'll answer in a sec, but do you have it?
I got it. I got it queued up. I don't know how well it's going to play. I got it queued up in Google Drive. So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. What got me into fan films? honestly, I around 2008, I for a Blade Runner sequel running around in my head, and then I started slightly imitating voice, and I didn't realize I could do it, and it just kind of came out, reworking scenes in my head of what he would say in this plot that kept my brain. And so several people that were like, you should just freaking make it, you should totally shoot that, but DSLR cameras hadn't really been invented yet. Video cameras were, and you needed a ton of light to make a picture. They didn't, you couldn't, it had to be really bright outside to shoot at night. I sat around on the idea for a couple of years, and then I was working in the Building 7, the new Building 7 at the Empire World Trade Center. And right outside the window is that pyramid-shaped the Bank of America building. And with the sun setting behind, like, what's where they make the robots? Trent? I can't remember. Anyway, it looked like the dude's office. The scene where he meets looked just like it. So I grabbed a video camera on this gig and just got a couple of test shots for fun, And then a couple of years later, the 5D came out, the Canon 5D, and had it on loan and loaned it to me. And we're like, well, let's run around Times Square for 5 minutes in my raincoat and stuff, or just screwing around to see what it looked like. I understand at the time that I looked like Harrison Ford a little bit, myself a certain way, because it's all in the mannerisms. I don't really look like on the voice and move real slow like he does. It just comes out, So I started making a Blade Runner fan film around 2011, 2012, and just getting scenes done, and wrote maybe 15 pages of story of what happened 10 years the original Blade Runner. And there was nothing in the Hollywood trades or anything about a new one come. Not even rumors. So I started making this, borrowing some friends' apartments, filling it up with a smoke machine, putting in lights, someone prop gun. A guy that I knew in Queens who was a prop guy. And I just grabbed a bunch of people and some fellow actress friend that I knew, who's a director in her own right, kind of embodied young middle 35-year-old sister who's a makeup artist, did her makeup the day before we shot, and she looked a lot like Sean Yows and everything like that. So it just kind of all came together. It was weird. And then I put a couple of clips in a trailer on YouTube, and Warner Brothers, and said, "This is awesome. People think you're us, so you need to shut this." So,
talk about a compliment.
Yeah, that's a good compliment.
Well, the thing is that I would have loved, but the lawyer was kind of like, "Look, here's the deal. They're paying some writer $5 million to come up with a new idea. And if you the poor guy from God knows where, comes up with a better idea and people find out, we're going to look bad. So if you don't shut the hell up and thing, we're going to get very, very pissed off. So, and I'm like, can I come work on the movie ideas? And they were like, oh, we'll take your ideas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Worried about that.
But we don't want you. Yeah.
I mean, it turns out they were just feeling me out to see if at the time I was just way too busy to fight to start an argument with them. So I let it go. But in hindsight, I should have finished it. But we are using the title characters' names in so many scenes, did all kinds of stuff, and just did a detective story, which would have been fine and great. They let me keep it all on the internet because they weren't really worried about me. They just wanted to see if, because here I made this thing that they thought looked, and they were getting ready to dump $100 million into a movie that they weren't going to tell anyone. They didn't engage the fans at all. They had maybe 5 hard world, and they ignored them. Thinking that the general public was waiting for Blade. No one knew what it was about, nor did they care. I don't care. But there were like 5 million people, including myself. What'd you guys come up with, or how can I be involved, or why don't you, as opposed to the hush hush quiet, campaign. We can't tell anybody. So everyone that anyway, long story short, that winter break 2014, 2000 came to me in here in the office, and they're like, Dad, can we play with the green screen? I'm like, well, gee, what do you want to do? And so, that's a lot of work for me. Why don't we do an interesting story or something, and we'll show it. And then later that day, I'm like, well, maybe we should, that would be more fun for me.
Yeah.
I started seeing on YouTube there was these animated ships like the Millennium Falcon, crude but usable and look fine on your phone. Look like garbage but it was fun for the internet, And we did a couple of scenes where I started finding more and more elements. We did more scenes, and I figured if I played it straight, whatever they want, because they're not actors, and I just told them what to say, and they would say it. Kids are great. And also farther into it, then I met some New York City Comic Con, and I said, hey, I'm making this little, Han Solo, some real stormtroopers. Do you guys know anybody? And they're like, yeah, sure. And we're Mandos. They were different Mandos. I didn't know they were Mandos beyond Boba Fett. I didn't know that was a thing. They're loading a R2-D2, a life-size R2-D2, which I've never seen before, into their van because they. And
the first time you see an R2.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I saw one, I was like, what? I'm in stormtrooper armor, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. And it does everything. I mean, and who's a cosplayer, he lives in Florida now, but he was from the Bronx. And he's like an engineer guy. I think he's his professional living is like some kind of HVAC. But it's brilliant. I mean, it did all the beeps, it did all the boops, and it even had the halon spray that put out fires. I mean, I'm sure it was just like that.
It's inverted. It's inverted air, like for your computer, with a little servo, because Marty has one in his.
Exactly. I just thought it was brilliant. So I went to their backyard, basically, set up the green screen. As Mandos dress up and move around and act like they're shooting stuff. Then there for a while, So if I have someone else talking to them, then, you know, you got yourself a scene, you know, and if they say something, you just got to voice something in the microphone, mess with the sound, and it'll sound like a dude in a stormtrooper uniform, you know, and everything, like sounds like a walkie-talkie. So this thing just started growing and growing and growing. 2016, I finished like a 30-minute edit, and I put it on YouTube. We got like 150,000 views or something like that. And I've never seen before for anything that I did. I mean, the Blade Runner thing had about the same, but so I started getting all this interest, and told me and said, "I love your story. Your story's great, but your special effects are poop." You know, and I'm like, I know,
Nothing like
you know,
honesty.
because you know, guns and everything we made from stuff around the house. You know, like with squirt guns and flashlight parts, and you know, extra belts that didn't fit me anymore, and drill holsters. Was the gun going to have some brown leather drill holsters that were 20 years old? So, you know, I just slapped some snot on it, and there you go. It looks great on camera. You know, original. They didn't really have a plan. You know, the reason you have a dot or a doodad on your storm art director said, you know, this looks really cool if we put that sticker right there. What's it do? Who gives? It looks cool right here. You know?
The Sandtrooper armor wasn't finished, so you're missing painted lines, and your ab plate's different. You know.
Yeah, so. Yeah. And in the scene where they're talking to the land speeder, you could see like Trooper's shoulder holding his shoulder on.
Yep.
Or it's black tape because it's shiny. You know.
Yeah.
But you didn't notice it because you're watching it awesome. I mean, maybe the millionth view you might pick up on it, but so started working on it, and he had his own style and everything, but he and halfway through he had to drop it, and so I found another VFX artist who really liked it, and he was already making scenes that were a movie, and I'm like, how would you like to, you know, start from scratch and work on an original you know, there's not that much more to do. And he's like, no, I half of it. I want to do the whole thing. You know, so, you know, that's like going and saying, hey, this Renoir guy, I made this painting for me, but he didn't finish it. Could you finish it? No. You know, you can't, because, you know, these guys are artists, and you could really see the difference. I didn't get it at the time, but you know, the guy had a really different style that was a little bit more fantastical and slightly cartoony style. He's using Blender and a few other things, and it's extremely the original movie, you know.
Cool.
To me, you know, and it's right, and it looks heavy, and you know, like how they shot the models back in the days.
So can I ask you a silly question based on all that?
Yeah. Only
How
silly
much
question.
fun do you have when you make it? How much fun do you have either writing out the lines of dialogue, building the props, or being there on set with all those folks around you?
Well, I'm thank God for you guys, because being on set was scary as hell, but and then standing there next to a 7.5 foot Chewbacca and C-3PO's, you know, panels falling apart in the middle of a shot kind of hit me, you know, like, this is what George Lucas went through, you know, like, holy cow, we're doing this thing, and there's a freaking Wookiee standing right, just towering over me, and I gotta come up with what we're gonna do next, you know. It's super exciting, and the great thing is that, you know, all you guys that with this thing, A, you love it, and B, you were, you know, I could just see it on your faces, so that made it easy for me, you know. So as long as we're all having fun and no one's, you know, having a power trip or an ego problem, who, you know, because that's when the fun stuff stops being fun, is when, you know, someone and decides everyone needs to know about it.
You gotta watch that boomer though. Boom boy was getting a little antsy with that microphone.
Well, you gotta always
Trying to get all the
watch
sounds,
what you
man.
say about it. It's floating right there. No, but it was so great to just be able to meet all day. We didn't really know each other. I mean, I didn't know you, you know, and then guys like John coming all the way from freaking Cleveland, to didn't know about that. That was stuff that I found out like after the fact, like, hey, you know, some of these guys came, like, you know, so that makes it more fun for me, because everybody that's there is having a hoot, and that's why I'm always like, we're in the middle of this. If you want to see something that you don't think we've gotten yet, let's do it. That makes sense and goes with the story. So, but I mean, time for me, you know, and also getting into the editing room and seeing the results, having a guy as far as away as Australia, Jim, thank you, you know, sending us footage of his, you know, here to, you know, way over here, and plus having warm bodies running around some CGI business, you know, like the fake troopers that you could get online and stuff, real thing, and just having all that come together, that movies, you talk about magic. Movies are magic. Wizards, we're not Harry Potter, but we can make a movie about that, and you believe that's a thing, you know, or at least have you check out of your, let you be in that space with us of, yeah, Harry Potter witchcraft school. Okay, fine, you know, I'll buy that, you know. And now you got people that Harry Potter cons, and, you know, or Star Wars, story about idiots running around trying to kill each other a long time ago on a galaxy far away, and we're in for what, 43 years now. I mean,
yeah,
you can't beat that. 46. I'm not a mathematician, so but just being allowed to play in that sandbox, you know, I gotta really give it to George or whatever idea, and it was cheaper just to let him do it, you know, as long as we don't, you know, or make it obscene. He's like, yeah, go nuts.
Yeah.
You got to give it to him. I mean, no George, no Star Wars.
Right. Well, I was just looking up while you were talking, just to make you realize how much time has went by. You did the episode of Zoe's show in 2018, May of 2018.
Oh,
so
yeah. And I mean, think about it. And that, you know, post 18, all of a sudden I started doing these podcasts, and people like yourself, people that way. And, you know, you just never know where this stuff, find people that are, you know, nuts about this stuff. And like I said, the first day that we were meeting up, that was going to happen. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up necessarily, you know.
I tried my best.
On the edge of
I only showed up because Mike made me. Mike said I had to.
Yeah.
So
Mike said I'd lose a hand if I didn't show up.
Yeah. I you know, when John said he was coming from Ohio, man, I was like, I don't know if I can be that committed. So I was like, I got to make sure I'm at least there.
Well, look, from my perspective, you got to remember though, like that was my first like experience with like the 501st level of quality where I was a part of it, as opposed to just being a spectator from the outside. So I was like, sign me up. It's only 6 hours. That's fine. I can do that in an evening.
Well, we've said this before. If you haven't heard it, Matt, I met John on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Which is a terrible way to meet people. If you're under 13 and you're hearing this, don't meet people on. But it was just one of those weird happenstances, And I met Ken because I was waiting to take Zoe home from an armor party, I believe.
Yep.
You
I was
need to
working
talk-
on my custom Mando.
And like I met Marty and Dan through the 500 first. Like,
Yeah.
Marty was one of the first Vaders I trooped with. And I was
Oh.
like, I remember the first sentence I ever said to Marty was, "Oh, you tall guys are lucky you get to be Vader." And then he took his stuff off and he's like an inch taller than me. I'm like, "Oh, maybe I could do a Vader then."
Isn't that amazing? I mean, and that you meet that put this stuff together. Between I mean, I'm not a tech dude. I mean, yeah, I know how to run a computer, but I'm not opening up a 3D printer anytime soon.
I'll help you with that. We
Yeah,
got
that's
two of us. John and I can help you with that.
Yeah, you're missing out.
You're missing out, but it is an addiction, I will say.
When
Because
they
you look
decide
at
to use
everything and you're
them.
like, I think I could print that.
Shut up.
have a lazy streak, so if stuff just makes itself once you set it up, that might be something. It's guitar, I don't know.
Let's watch the trailer and then we'll yap some more.
The world premiere trailer, correct?
World premiere of trailer number 2, right? If it works, because I'm doing it off of Google Drive.
All right.
Maybe.
I'm seeing it, just not hearing it.
The world premiere. Where'd Matt go?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Did you hear it, John? Because I couldn't hear it.
Yeah, I didn't hear
You
it.
didn't have any sound?
No, it looked fantastic, though.
It's E, not F.
What?
The video you wanted to play was trailer E.
Oh, well.
And
We had the world premiere
can you-
ruined by me because I showed the wrong thing.
can you play it from your desktop?
That's what I'm on. It's on my desktop. I gotta see, but I only have version F.
Oh, E.
Come
Let
on,
me
I
see.
thought I
Harvey,
sent you-
let's get it together.
That's the. Let me check.
Remember
gonna send it-
when we said everything's going so smoothly?
Yeah, F is the one you sent me, Matt.
I thought I sent you both of them. Hang on.
Well, let me
Hold on.
check. No, it says I got 2 other emails. Let me check here. Let me see. Let me check another one. Trailer 1. That's trailer 1.
Well, I'm going to apologize to our 4 listeners that we're trying to get our stuff together.
Well,
Yeah.
Again, this is the fun of a fan film. Yeah, I only got F there, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, let's not pretend like this show has not always been just off the cuff.
Hey, listen, I think we're compared to what we've done in the past, we're still looking pretty high tech here.
Very true. But you gotta stay true to your roots sometimes.
Right.
We're making this up as we go.
Well, isn't that a Han Solo line?
Indiana Jones.
I have to find my Indiana Jones fan film I made.
Indiana
Go
Jones
on.
fan.
I made an Indiana Jones fan film in 1980.
Wait a minute. How are we a
Hold
year
on.
into this show and you never told us about it?
Hold on. Wait a goddamn minute. What?
I wasn't in it. I was the director.
Was your cousin in it?
No, it was a friend. His name
Don
Greg
Johnson?
Koval, and we called it was my Indiana Jones fan film / parody of him hunting for. So have you guys ever heard of warbles?
Warbles?
Warbles? It's
Is that
some
like a Marfalump?
like if you go hunting for rabbits, you can't hunt rabbits till the first frost because they have warbles. I don't even know if that's true. That's just what they used to tell us.
Okay, Mike, I just sent you the link.
Okay. So
Warbles
it
sounds like something you need a
Indiana
vaccine
Jones
for.
searching for the cure to warbles. I will have to find that. It's not, the whole movie is less than 5 minutes long because I filmed it on a Super 8mm camera, no sound,
Nice.
and I left my lens cap on for the one scene. So it literally has 2 scenes in it. That's it.
So this is what his scene looks like?
Huh?
Pretty much.
Is this a scene from your movie?
No. My movie, I gotta find it. It's on 8mm film. I gotta find it somewhere. I'm looking at Matt's Solo Chronicles. This just says fan film. This is the one on YouTube you just sent me.
Yeah, I just sent you another one just now.
It says trailer 1.
Look below that.
It says fan film trailer 1 loaded up 6 days ago.
There's not one.
Hang on. But yeah, that's my film, guys. So I just gotta find the Well, here, I got another one. Let me see, Matt. See what this one. Oh, here we go. I got E. I got it.
And just
all right, here we go.
If there's no sound, John, you and I are gonna lip sync it.
We're gonna loop it.
All right, let me see if I got the sound turned on.
Did you hear they're phasing out the T16s?
Hear that?
Nope.
No sound?
Nope. Are you able to download it and then just play it through whatever
That's
your
probably.
default?
Let me try that. I'm gonna download it anyway. If I get a virus.
yeah, but
Okay. All right, let me turn that off while we do that.
Mike, please update your Chrome browser.
I don't use Chrome on this one. This computer, I don't think I can update my Chrome
But aren't
browser.
you using it now?
Huh? No, but I only use it for when we're monitoring Facebook on this. I use Chrome on this all the time.
But that means you use it.
I'm confused now.
No, I use Chrome on this machine. This machine is Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has Safari on it. No.
That's Chrome. You're in Chrome.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's not downloading.
No, he's confused.
I'm confused. Oh, I don't know. I run 6 different computers in this house, right? So I forget which computer I'm on.
It's not like dusting crops, boy.
I know. No, I feel like everything I have is like the Millennium Falcon. It's kind of working when it needs to, but most of the time it's just causing me a headache.
It has it where it counts.
Mike, can you forward it to me since I'm a little more tech savvy and I might be able to?
It's loading. Hang on. Let me. Now I'm tech savvy. It just has to open. It's just. I do
Air quotes.
well, I'm gonna
There we go.
get another.
Oh, I see. Wait a minute. Here we go. Got my QuickTime open.
Is that a Van Halen guitar?
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah, Matt's a good guitar player. Come on.
Why isn't he coming up with our theme song?
That's a good point. That is a great point. Do 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 do.
Oh, there we go. Hang on. I think part of it is I have two monitors hooked up, and my one monitor does not play nice with this monitor.
I love how you say two monitors, like
Yeah.
you're not using two Macs. Which...
No, I'm using one Mac.
Oh, I thought you had two Macs. Set
I
up
have
down
two
there.
Macs. The other one's plugged in. I can't see the screen.
Mm.
And I actually have a third one over here. That the new one I'm trying to get, but I'm having a kernel panic issue. And
It sounds like a
Did you talk to Orville
cold-
Redenbacher about that?
no, it's it's more of just a headache. Let me see. Tell me if you hear this.
No.
Negative ghost, right?
Hear
Oh,
that?
there we go.
oh, there. I heard.
Now we hear it, but we don't see it.
Okay, I'm
You know
sorry.
your smuggling days are over.
It's just
Loud.
all queued
Oh,
up.
yeah, it's there. It's there. We
You ready?
Yeah, we definitely heard that one.
got to get my
All right.
THX speakers all set up.
I think we're good. I don't think it's going to full screen for this because it's a wider. This screen is not.
So let's try this world premiere again.
World premiere again.
You know your smuggling days are over.
All right. Coordinates correct?
When you've got something to lose.
Oh, I like that ship.
That's cool. Man, that trailer kicked it up a notch or two. That was awesome.
I seriously love the shot of those 3 Star Destroyers coming out. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim, for that.
Cool part about that scene is the vacationing Falcon takes off, and then those 3 Star Destroyers show up. Like,
That looks really good.
which I think
That's
is wonderful.
yeah. So that's I'm gonna cut some of that up and put it on TikTok for you. So
I got a bunch of other stuff for you. I'm going to cut up into those 4 to 5 second things.
yeah,
Whitey's
yeah, just
workshop.
send them to me, and I'm gonna throw them in all kinds of templates and just spam the crap out of
All right,
TikTok.
I'll have time to do that tomorrow. Or this week. It's Wednesday. Okay. But to Marty recently, but we went to this guy's in Virginia. He has a Star Wars basement, and he has a hydraulic door that opens and closes, and it's and he's got it hooked up to Alexa. So, and this guy's real job is he's like a guy, engineer person,
Oh yeah.
and is totally tricked out. And he's got a full console in front of a TV, you know. But I put a green to press all the buttons, click, 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 you know, and play the hyperdrive levers, which he didn't necessarily have screwed down, so they was a little messy, but or he would say, Alexa, open the space door. And it would go, it would say, space door open, Captain. Alexa, close the space door. Totally cool. We played with that thing for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, his stuff is nice. Like he just made the charges that were on the Banthas from The Mandalorian. Did you see those, John?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
His name, let me see on Facebook. Let me see if I can. His stuff is phenomenal. Like I feel like I live in a trash house when I see his stuff.
Well, you got your Dejeric table now.
I don't know, man. I just want to throw my Dejeric table in the trash when I see his stuff.
No, I'm trying to get him to come out field on the 25th.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to figure out his name. But
And,
it's like Star Wars Room Builder or something like that.
Well, that's the club.
Yeah. But I forget his name.
His name is David White, and his YouTube thing is Whitey's Workshop.
That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy, and his stuff is beautiful.
Oh, he's nice. We were only supposed to be there for a couple hours, and his wife was in. She was complaining to somebody on the phone. It's like, where's David? Well, he's playing Star Wars.
Listen, if you let your husband build a Star Wars basement, you pretty much lost your right to complain. I mean, you kind of have to, but
that was a COVID project.
That's cool. Yeah,
he has. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's my basement wouldn't have got done if it wasn't for COVID. So it just, I needed somewhere to teach that I wouldn't freeze. So I was like, well, I better insulate this. Yeah, so we have March is going to be a busy month because we have new Mando coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We have hopefully filming Solo, Han Solo Chronicles. Yeah. Zoe has missed the premiere. So you saw those pictures of the Mandos with Jon Favreau and them. The Mando Mercs called Zoe the other day and said, hey, do you want to come to the premiere? And she's like, I'm in Pennsylvania now. She was so upset. So
in California.
That's so unfortunate.
Yeah, so she missed out on that, SoCal. The SoCal costuming groups get some good things, and they liked her Sabine. So she missed out on the Mando premiere. I felt bad for her, but she still got a better life in Star Wars than I do. So
yeah,
it'll be fine. Maybe John will be in the SoCal Mando Mercs one day.
I'm hoping so. Well, maybe not the Mercs, but I'll take the SoCal Garrison.
So yeah, that was a good trailer, Matt. And
thank you for sharing those with us.
Yeah.
And we'll reach out and see if we can get more troopers. I got to talk to Chris Freed before he moves. I'd love him to bring his Death Trooper.
Oh yeah,
because he's like taller than Vader in real life, and then you throw him in that Death Trooper, and it's big. Put that behind John in his uniform.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah, I'll have to pencil down these extra ideas so we make sure we make, because remember, this was down, so that's what killed us the first day was sun not staying out. So but that list together of exactly what we got to get.
Well, you should ask. I would
I
ask people in the group, ask them to put pictures up of their costume. Just go in that group on Facebook and say, hey, post up your costume pictures. Just for not only to keep it active, but then that gives you eyes on what might be coming.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and throw together like a denizen costume with all this extra free time I'm about to have.
A dentist costume.
Yes, a dentist costume. Yeah, you never
That's
heard of
what
the
the white-
Imperial Dentistry?
Well, I have this Sabine jetpack that I'm not going to use that is going to get. I have tons of gold and copper spray paint, so I think I'm going to paint it up like the Rocketeer.
There you go.
And then just drill a bunch of holes and put a bunch of rivets in it.
That'll be exciting. And then we'll toss you off the nearest roof and
yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna make it for like a bounty hunter, like a bounty hunter ish. I'm just trying to clear out all these projects because I need room for my seating and my Dejeric.
John and I have offered to help out.
What's this cleansing you're going through? You're getting rid of a bunch of stuff. What's
just little stuff, nothing big. Because like I don't want any collectibles displayed on the side where the Dejeric table is. I want it to look like you're sitting in a. It's not going to look exactly like the Millennium Falcon, but I want it to look like a freighter inside of a freighter ship. So anything that sits around there has to be a prop. So like if a gun has to hang on the wall or a helmet, it's going to look like it's there for a reason.
Yeah. Is the couch around the what's the couch itself?
I got to make that. That's my next thing I got to build, and I have to build the comm table that Han sits at.
Because you could put all kinds of drawers, to hide your stuff.
Yeah, but I don't want anything anymore. Maybe it's my age. I want everything on display.
Oh, okay.
Like if I don't have room to display it, then I have to rethink it. So it's probably going to be mainly Funko Pops because they're just like, I think they multiplied when I turned the lights off. I have sets of Pops that I didn't even realize I had. So.
Well, you shouldn't store them close together. I mean, come on.
I know. Well,
Have you seen Toy Story?
Were you feeding them after midnight?
Yes, I was. My most hated Funko Pop is the Han Solo and Chewie because it spoiled the movie for me. It came the day I was going to see Solo, and it had Han Solo chained to the muddy Chewie. So it showed how they met. And it infuriated me.
Oh, I thought it had a hole in the chest.
No.
Well, here, you guys might dig this. As far as display items here, in the office, there's a little of that.
Hello.
Yep.
There you go.
Can you see? With the, I had a couple of posters made.
Nice.
There's this business, and then of course the Lambda shuttle, which was I was gonna before I found the VFX guy, I was gonna blow the. It's got the little lights on it.
You could still blow it up just for the fun of it.
Good, and I have another one that he gave me that's landing position. That's what I was going to Matt Haslam for in California. That's kind of been a cheerleader because I was asking him on advice on how to blow it up. Besides just because they have certain way of blowing things up in Hollywood. Safety first.
Of course.
Because they like put all kinds of tiny bits in there, and it's a much more of a controlled. And you just put the camera at a high frame rate, and it's all slow mo. And you gotta shape different parts off so it blows up the way you want it to. Little bits, one half coming off, and then there's a whole. It's a real art.
Well, John was wondering when you were gonna get that red and white guitar out so you can play our opening theme song for us.
Yeah. Or do you know the songs to the solo song? That you got to know the words to that.
What's the
Anthony? We don't know what we're doing, Anthony.
Song.
Anthony said he has no clue how we talk so long without getting boring and repetitive. That's the best. Can we put that as a quote? They're not boring and repetitive. That can be our new tagline. The Inflatable Falcon, not boring and repetitive. Less boring and repetitive than most. Well,
that's what we spotted. Yeah, we saw. That's what we were talking about. Yeah, that's a beauty.
Yeah, it's the Eddie Van Halen 1984 guitar. It makes noise.
All right, we're going to hear Han Solo
in concert.
Halen.
You want something?
Yeah.
Come on.
This is like one of those desktop concert series from NPR.
Well, it's like when I had Sal sing Zoe's intro to her song live at Celebration,
and they sometimes cry.
Yeah, he sung it live. That was like that brought me goosebumps because I hear that all the time, and then to hear it live, as silly as it may sound.
We're really gonna get a concert. This is awesome.
I know. Well, and I will dig up my Indiana Jones movie. And
I thought you were going to say your
it doesn't have any sound, so we should play it, and you guys could do the voice. One of you can do the voice, and one of you can do the Foley artist.
That might be the best solo we've ever had.
Yeah, solo with solo.
He shreds, man. Holy cow.
Imagine we didn't have the delay.
Right.
So earlier, Matt was talking about his connections to George with the process of how the movies all came together. I just want to pause right here and make the connection between Matt and Richard Edlund. Do you guys know a little bit of the story behind Richard Edlund?
Isn't that the
Pig Nose? Richard Edlin was one of the gentlemen
Oh.
who was involved in the creation of the pig nose amp. So you are staying true to the tradition of makers of Star Wars, not just being creative, but from a movie standpoint, but being creative from a musical standpoint. So you get George and Richard combined in one. That's awesome.
I was just thinking it's the captive. I was captivated by the two best things that come out of the 70s, Star Wars and Van Halen. But you know, fingers are cold. But
Yeah, thank you so much for doing a solo for us.
we should do a music video at some point. If Han Solo playing a guitar solo,
That would be kind of fun.
We'll have to come up with a Chewie on the bass, and I don't know.
Well, they managed to fit live
Whoever can
music.
play.
Did you see the Marvel Christmas special, the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
No.
It was on Disney Plus. So they had some so part of the story, not to spoil it for you, is that they went to Earth to kidnap Kevin Bacon. And they brought him to Nowhere, and they played live music on Nowhere. So live music was part of the Marvel universe, and we know that they have the Cantina band and all that sort of stuff.
Was that on Disney Channel or Netflix?
Disney Plus. And I'll get the title for you.
Well, it's the Guardian, right? Or something.
Let me see if I can find the actual full. Oh, it is called the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and it's right on Disney Plus.
Is Mike frozen, or is he just making that face?
He's definitely frozen. He has made some comment and said he might have to come back on, which I don't know if it's going to kick all of us off when that happens.
It shouldn't, because we've had that problem before.
Okay.
However, while we're waiting, I may as well take a good old screen grab of that.
I'm glad he froze with a smile on his face and not in an awful grimace or something like that.
Well, that'll
like
still.
Guy in Scrooge that's frozen in the basement.
There we go.
Yeah. So John, bring your officer uniform down, man. Maybe we could.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring a couple costumes, just if anything, for picture's sake.
Yeah,
I'll bring
Kennex with me this time. All right, I'll bring Kennex with me again.
I might put in the shot, where you're in your Mando costume, just so we could, confuse people.
Right?
What? Mando's in this? What? Whether it ends up in there or not. But I was thinking that officer would be really good, like after everybody's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coming over the hill.
Yeah, you should get a couple
with your pet.
Couple Jawas in there, kind of picking apart the armor.
On Tatooine, where it's a planet, but to explain the weather changing so much from to cloudy sky to whatever we're going to get on the 25th, snow, rain day, we're not going to be able to shoot in the rain. I wanted to add that it's like one of those planets that in its rotation, it's only habitable. And then the other 6 months, it's, getting fried by the sun or whatever it does. But it's not inhabitable, or everyone has to live underground. So it's just one of those places that there's not a whole lot going on. I think they're probably particular to Tatooine, don't you think?
No, they've shown up on other planets. They were on Arvala 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jawa showed up on Arvala 7 in The Mandalorian.
What's Arvel 7?
That was the planet that Grogu was taken to. That's where. Do you remember the little guy who named Quill? He was voiced by Nick Nolte. So that's where Mando went to get. So in the first couple episodes of season 1.
But didn't Mando meet Jawas and have to get the egg thing and all that kind of business? Wasn't that on Tatooine?
Mm-mm.
No.
Nope, that was on that same planet.
With the Mudhorn.
It's not Tatooine. I could have sworn that was Tatooine.
No, he doesn't make it to Tatooine until episode 5.
When he goes to Mos Pelgo.
Is a sandcrawler.
No, that happened. The sandcrawler happened on Arvala 7.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they even got action figures that call them off-world Jawas.
Kidding.
Yep.
Well, you're talking to two super nerds here, so
right.
I mean, that's I don't usually get to have conversations with super nerds. And I am by no means a super nerd. I don't read the books or anything like this. My stuff is canon, with the 2 daughters. I'm like, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I didn't read them. So, it just makes sense as far as things happened. 13 is happy. You're going to end up with a couple of kids, and our thing for Force Awakens came out and Kylo Ren. So, now we have to because Han Solo Chronicles is older than Force Awakens, technically. So a lot of those stories and plot points were all in before Force Awakens came out. And
maybe that's something that you can play up. You can play up that as part of a legendary story. Yeah.
And Ben Solo's, when people say, well, where's it Crazy Kid Camp now, I guess, Han Solo's mentally disturbed kid is at Jedi Camp, because that's pretty much, Kylo's thing. He's a little,
he's off with his uncle somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you've got a resident Kylo Ren. If you want to bring him into episode 3, I mean, I'm not shooting my shot or anything, but I'm saying if you need it.
No, like I said, if people like episode 1, attention off of 1 and 2, I don't see why we shouldn't make a 3. If people shit on it and they hate it and they don't like it and nobody, wants us to put another thing, the incentive might be gone. But if people are still excited about it and they want to see more and they want to see, I'm down, and Star Wars is not that hard to pick apart and make. It's already laid out for us. We're just playing around on the edges,
And with that, there's enough creativity, enough shared creativity to make it look as good as what you've put together so far. Well, whether you're talking about the blasters or the costumes or even some of the props.
Episode, I actually had to put together the real blaster pounds, and I had to get the real belt, and I had to get the COVID doing was, or before COVID, I was buying all the props because it was supposed to be March 2019 or March 19th to be our first day. And then the lockdowns happened 5 days before we were. And then it got pushed a year to November 6th, 2021 was our first day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I spent like 2 years just buying props. I think I spent like $2,000 just between the, the insignias, the blasters, I put the blaster bits for about $500. Because just to buy it outright was gonna, so I bought the BB gun, and then I bought the metal parts from Facebook and sawed off the nose, and really hard part to find, because I had purchased pairs of boots because they just weren't the right kind. They were too tall, too short, too big, all kinds of business. And then I bought the strips, the yellow strips, and
for the jeans down the side.
Well, the pants are cargo pants from Sam's Club material, not quite denim. Because you remember, older hands, more slacks and stuff than jeans. Hope that outfit was, for hanging out at the beach. It was a pair of jeans and a sweatshirt. So Return of the Jedi, how he's a little bit more sophisticated. He's wearing grown-up clothes now. Stuff with
and you did some wonderful other props, like the ray shield generator and everything. You did some great stuff there with that modified flashlight lantern and stuff. Yeah, that's the one.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I saw these at Sam's Club, and I'm like, what? So, and it does this thing, and a bunch of guys use this stuff, I mean, it looks like a claymore or a shield or something,
Yep.
And you get 3 of them for $28, and you're off to the races. So, anyway, you guys got any about what's coming up?
Say that again.
Any more ideas or questions about what's coming up?
I just can't wait to suit up.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back at it.
All right, cool. We got to go. The one thing we got to get. I want to get a lot of close-ups. The shots of guys shooting down the hill. We got all the guys in the trench. We got like one shot of everyone shooting down.
I think we need a giant poster board with a list of every shot we need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I'm making a list of the a board or whatever, and that tells us what we got to work our way through. So I'll be checking off the list, and more than a couple of cameras running around. So someone could be working on the green screen stuff back at we could have 2 or 3 cameras on the hill, tight shots of the battle stuff. And then I got to reshoot Han and Chewie. And I need a close up for, Han says, "Hey, we're doing great, right?" Boom. Cause we're set up on long shots,
Do you have Ned scheduled to be out on set with you this time around?
Yeah. He should be, and Jeff is going to come down from Rochester. So we'll have, plenty of cameras and stuff. And hopefully the weather will agree with us. I'm really hoping for that it looks really awesome. And snafus on the first couple of shots that we need, like there's a hair in the lens, and we've had a hard time trying to pencil it out on some shots, but I instead of killing our rather just shoot it over. Plus I want to get a little binocular shot of what's going on with the guys at the shuttle and stuff like that. And I got a little binocular prop I can use for that, like a tiny thing, nothing too big and bulky. Hanging around here somewhere. I think it's in the pocket in the uniform. But
Yeah, it sounds like you got
just
a
like
nice
little-
list.
huh?
It sounds like you got a nice list of things to get together for that the next shoot we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's all in my head still. I still got to put it on paper and very soon.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, I have a question that we had kind of kicked around, and I kind of wanted to get your input on it. What do you think about doing like behind the scenes stuff, like us doing like a little thing, like interviewing cast and crew and whatnot?
Yes. I mean, but as much as you guys can get, instead of talk to each other, ask each other questions. I mean, if we have an extra person, an extra pro camera, maybe we could set up interview people.
A confessional. I'd like to vote Ken off.
What?
He's gonna do it like what is it? Not Adventure Island.
Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor. He's gonna vote me off the island.
Like to vote Ken off the island and take his boomstick.
No, we're just gonna dig a hole and bury it. But also, people could interview each one, and then maybe we can gather the footage, or if one that likes to edit, they could do their own take on that. But with our main folks, it'd be great to, take maybe if kind of describing, because I'd like to do myself and Mike and Marty and Dan and just everyone involved, and like a real interview setup that we would probably shoot at Marty's and do a Q&A. So because if you shoot a good looking interview, if all your B-roll is just kind of guys standing around waiting to do something and putting on armor, at least to cut to, and then you could cut to the B-roll of people walking and having fun, and then cut the finished scene in with it, where you see the shit and how what looks like a bunch of Star Wars on a dirt pile. The next shot you see is the finished shot, kind of like the thing with the shuttle in the background, like a concept shot of what the space that was perfect. We
could get Mike to choreograph a stormtrooper dance.
Yeah.
I think that might be a little bit more work on my end, but and you're welcome to shoot it.
It'd be like John Rodriguez playing your guitar in between scenes.
Once again, stuff. We still want we don't want to get sucked into we got to get our scenes done, but definitely GoPros or any professional cameras that you could interview each other with or if there's nothing going on with your character or anything, and then
once you lock down the date for the 25th, we could maybe do a push to see if there's anyone out there that can either come, even if they brought a spouse who could work an extra camera, so they wouldn't take away from the shooting, but they could do those interviews,
I would like someone with some experience, because if you just hand it off to somebody, you garbage.
Right. But I'm saying there's some guys' spouses who might be photographers, or we might have some friends who know what they're doing, and with a camera. I have a couple people in mind, but I'd have to be 100% sure of the date. Like, we have to make sure that date is in concrete before I ask them.
In carbonite.
In carbonite.
Yeah, the date needs to be in carbonite.
Date. Like something like in May would be, a good idea for a rain date. Like,
yeah, You just got to watch because May, like I
Like,
said, first weekend of May will be out because that's free comic book day for the 501st.
Mm-hmm.
And anything around May 4th is that, like, that's just a, you know.
Oh yeah. So what's there? No. Like May 13th or May 20th.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And May will probably be a little warm these days. Who could tell? But
yeah. Who knows?
You know,
But yeah, I would just the March date, check on that, because the nice thing about the March date is you are going to have less traffic on the trail. You start getting into May, because we always filmed in the off season when you're going to have bikers just going down that trail and riding all over the place.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, and I'm hoping for colder weather because I'd rather be hustling when it's 55 degrees out than hustling when it's 80.
Right. And again, you're not going to get as many shots if you have to wait for kids to ride their bikes over the mound, you know.
Yeah.
So
everyone's been pretty
just something to remember.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Well, I think those big signs were helpful the first time.
Yeah, the signs were
got
helpful. And honestly, as silly as it sounds, if we come up when we're doing any kind of denizen shots, have a couple extra costumes, and if someone's walking by and they're interested, you just have them throw on a background character costume to get the shot done. You know, like just it's always good to be prepared for something unexpected, and you'll get it. Sometime it'll be easier to get someone to stay out of the scene if you're like, hey, just put this poncho on and stand right here for 5 minutes and shoot the scene, and they won't feel as bad as you saying, hey, can you guys move for a minute? You know.
Yeah. Sometimes you waste more time trying to, get the normies to stand still than getting them.
Well, you don't have to they don't have to be in frame. They just have to think they're in frame.
All right.
Look at you, trickster.
I teach middle schools, man. It's a bag of tricks half the time.
you gotta wrangle those cats somehow. Yeah, and also bring your sand. If we have green screen up, I could grab some sand people and stick them in because I want to populate the streets of Tatooine a little bit.
And I still think what's his name, Jawa with a gonk could be the one to take too.
If we get Marcus to come with that would be fantastic.
Which is Jawa gonk.
That would be awesome. Because there's that scene where the hotel room to the docking bay. So and there's some street like when the spy guy shoots the Jawas. I'd like some townies to look over the, So
yeah, well, I mean, we got what are we at the? I don't know what the time mark is out. 2 hours. We have a 2-hour show tonight. Which we're
thanks for being willing to be with us for so long tonight, man.
Yeah, so we will be talking about this hopefully every week, and we'll have to get Matt on Forces Behind Star Wars, and the Beskar Bucket.
Yes, absolutely.
And anywhere
the rambling
else.
Star Wars fan.
Rambling Star Wars fan. There we go.
And a whole unifying fandom network.
Yeah.
And then hopefully
we'll all fight for exclusive behind the scenes access.
Hopefully we'll be doing the same thing at a table at a panel with the asking us questions.
Well, and that's I think the fan film, the Star Wars fan films are just so nice because just like charity gives all of us a chance to like keep doing costuming. Like as much as costuming is fun, if you don't have a reason for it, it can get stale pretty quick. You can only sand so many helmets without anything to do with, and I think the fan films, I'd like to see more. Like I'd like to see short films and long films, long form. and we're happy. I know all the guys had a good time, and that was a long time in armor for the average stormtrooper. So
Better you than me.
well, if you don't have to sit down or pee, it's usually okay, you know.
Well, that's why I like the Han Solo thing. Could take off anything stuffy. You
Yeah.
know? But and you know, it's not about the costuming for me. For me is making the story, getting the stuff out of it. You know, that's what, you know.
Well, that's the nice part is we all get to take the thing we love and mix it together and help everyone out. You know.
Yeah, the costuming and you know, being patient, you know, is fuel for my thing. Like the real deal on film and people that actually want to be there. You know, as opposed to like just like when's lunch, you know, how long do I be in this, you know, because they don't get it, you know, they could care less.
Yeah, we managed. I don't know how the stars aligned, but we managed to get a really great group of people together for those days.
Yeah. In an odd location, it's really not convenient for pretty much anybody. You know what I mean? Like it's out in the middle of nowhere, and it was fun. So,
well, I mean that's every place, but I haven't had a chance to really drive out there and meet anybody yet. So,
yeah, you just gotta do the legwork.
Huh?
That's another thing you might want to put on our Facebook page is ask anyone if they see a weird location that would work for a film. You know, like, I mean, Andor has proven that you don't have to necessarily have the most futuristic looking places to be Star Wars, you know.
Well, no, you get old places, but you know, you get one of those guy switch thing and you stick that on the old timey brick or whatever, and you're good to go.
Yep.
And everything in Star Wars is what? It's old as dirt because it's dirt, you know, and you stick a panel on there with a couple of LEDs and you know because the people are living in huts and things like that, but all this modern stuff, so the building they're in could be 1,000 years old, but that's okay. He's spot, it's just an adobe, but you put some
Andor made goats canon.
Goats.
Andor made goats canon.
Yeah.
So they had shepherds in Andor. There were scenes that had goats in them with a TIE fighter flying overhead.
Are they like weird goats or just goats?
They just had four
horns.
They were good. You have to watch Andor, man.
I have.
Okay. We watch it slightly different than the average person too. We're like, okay, that looks like a tanker vest with a mud trooper arm and a
and that flask came from this store and
okay. You know, you see this glass?
Yeah.
This is like in every movie on Netflix. Somebody got this for me at a thrift shop in North Carolina, and I'm seeing the same glass in like all these movies, all these Netflix Ryan Reynolds things, you know, that
funny.
They're trying to put, you know, they're trying to make these movies and they just go to Netflix, and so movies, they play like movies, but there's just something missing where they wouldn't have done well, you know, like that thing where they had Kai with the mustache. I don't remember what it was called. I could picture a couple of scenes, but I couldn't imagine seeing it at the movies. You know, it's like a movie. It's like that, but just it felt TV worthy, and not, you know, I don't know if you pick up on that.
No, I know what you're saying. I mean, I think that's why I appreciate Lucasfilm stuff, because like I lucked out and we got to see the Book of Boba Fett in a movie theater, and it didn't look like a TV show. Like we rented a theater and watched it on the big screen, and it didn't feel any less movie-like than a movie. And I feel like Lucasfilm stuff overall has that cinematic quality to it.
Yeah.
Even down to the animated shows.
Yep.
You know, when Clone Wars first came out in 08, they put several episodes together and put them out in the theaters as a full-length feature film.
Yeah.
I can confirm the Siege of Mandalore looks fantastic on the big screen.
Nice.
Yeah, just so you know, John works in a theater now, so he takes advantage.
Oh.
Worked.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting laid off at the end of the month, so
you still work.
Yeah,
it's present tense.
Yeah, I lost that perk, but you know, either way.
Well, yeah, I have Siege of Mandalore Sabine printing right now, so well, I say we wrap this up, and we everyone check out the Han Solo Chronicles anywhere, social media hashtag. We'll be putting it out everywhere we can. And John, where can they find your lovely podcast and all your goodies?
Well, of course, you can always find me here on the Inflatable Falcon every Wednesday. Got to plug our own show, guys.
Of course.
And of course, the Beskar Bucket as well. I think I plugged that certainly enough. And then John Scalise on TikTok. And then the Beskar Bucket podcast on Instagram.
How about you, Ken?
Hey,
what are you working on?
John, did you put any of your Mando shots on TikTok?
Some of them. I don't. They're probably a little buried in the feed now.
No, I mean the one that we shot.
No, I do not have the.
You only have the video of that.
Yeah, I just have a couple pictures.
I'll send you some clips so you can play with them.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, Ken, where can they find you in all your glory?
So when I'm not flying around the galaxy on the Inflatable Falcon with you knuckleheads, I am on the Forces Behind Star Wars, and I'm also on the Rambling Star Wars Fan. And that's, if you look for me on the internet, it's all one word, the Rambling Star Wars Fan.
.com. I have to update our tags. I'll have to update our tags in here too. And they can find me on Hinton Star Wars Family on TikTok and Instagram. Zoe's podcast, StarWarsGeekGirl.com. And I'm one of the stormtroopers in the Han Solo Chronicles. I'm the really crusty one that's a little thicker than the rest.
Hey, at least you don't look like take your kid to work. Take your kid to work.
Yeah. I've taken
your boots. Your boots matched your suit.
Yeah, and your boots matched both days.
Yeah, those cowboy boots, really, man.
Trust me, I got real boots this time. I did last time.
John's a professional now.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone for listening. And if you have not checked out the actual inflatable Millennium Falcon, go to Magic Jump, check out their Falcon. It is on sale now. Is it under $9,000 now?
It's
yes,
like
but that doesn't come with the sandbags.
Right. So, but if you want to order that for John, myself, or Ken, yeah, feel free. We'll gladly take it. But I will
check out YouTube for the trailers for the Han Solo Chronicles.
Yes, and we will be posting it up all over the place too. Thanks again, Matt. And I'm going to play our out
this weekend.
All right, I'm going to.
Well, you look the part, but let's see some of your moves.
Free and it feels so right. Oh, time to do the things I like. Gonna see a princess, everything's alright. Oh, no job but an answer to a as you know. And since the carbon lights off me, I'm living life now that I'm free, yeah. Told me get myself together, now I got myself together. Now I made it through the weather, better days are gonna get better. I'm so happy, the carbon light is gone. I'm moving